Okay, welcome to what I'm making the third video of the week here. Um, and this video is going to be a very quick video about notation. Now, I've given you a handout that is quite long and quite detailed. Um, for this week, I want you to focus on pages 7 through 14, and I will put that in Canvas somewhere too. Now, you can read pages 0 or 1 through 6, and that's the history of notation. What it sort of looked like in Europe as Europe developed this system in the Middle Ages. And the system went through quite a few changes before we got through a 5-line staff, we call it. Okay? So feel free to read that. In fact, skim it and get a little background information. I'm not going to test you on that. But I did want to sort of show you some of the things that are in there. So I think reading it and then seeing it, or vice versa, might be helpful to you. And so this is about how to write the things, literally write some of the symbols. And we're not even going to worry about what the symbols really mean yet. So when it comes to rhythm, we have a week about rhythm coming up, and we will get to all of that. Okay? So at page 14, you can stop before you get to the rests if you want to. That's all we need for this week. And there are 2 PDFs as an assignment that I want you to fill out by next week, just to get some practice here. That is a participation grade, essentially. So if you turn in just half of it, then you'll get half the points. But if you really give it a good college try, even if you make mistakes, you'll get all the points. And then I'll make comments on there. It's really important that you check out comments on all of our assignments, because that's the main way that I have to communicate with you and let you know how you're doing, and then you can make corrections going forward. Okay? So the reading will walk you through some of these things, but I just wanted to show you some tips and tricks here. So the first thing I want to talk about are note heads, okay? And we want kind of a slant. So we have 2 main types of note heads. We have a filled-in note head that looks like this, okay? And then we have an open note head that looks like this. Now you want your note heads to be nice and square in the space that they exist, or on the line. And when you make a filled-in note head, let's put it down here on a line, you're going to start in the middle and then just sort of fill it out, like work your way out. Some people will do something like this, and the reading talks about where you make a circle and then you fill it in. That's going to be too slow. Okay, it's going to make your homework take forever. So get in the habit of just starting, here, let's put it up here, starting in the center. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Kind of you can, okay? And then fill it out to the outer edge that you need. It's also a little easier to make it neat that way. And there really technically should be a little bit of a slant to the oval. Like this one's a little big and a little ugly, so we'll just get rid of that one, okay? I don't really care how you make the open note heads. Some people do sort of a 2-stroke thing. I just make an oval, and I just have practiced it enough that it looks decent. This one's awful. Okay? Oh, that's better. Okay, so that's closed and open note heads. I know it seems kind of silly, but you'd be surprised that I'm saving you time if you didn't know to start from the center. All right. So then we can make stems. Stems are going to go, about that long. About 3 spaces or 3 lines worth. Not quite. People disagree on that a little bit. Okay, something like that. Maybe this one's a little too long. Okay, so we don't want too short of stems or too long of stems. It just gets really messy on the page, and the whole point of notation is communication. And you want someone else to be able to read what you're writing. Okay? You will be reading and be asked to make flags. We're not talking about what they mean yet. If you already know what they mean, that's great. But if the note, the stem is going down, then you would do a little flag like this. And let's make one where the stem is going up. All right? And this one goes out like that. And it's just like a little whoop, little curved line. Okay? It doesn't have to look like it is when it's printed on the page, right? So that's a font. It's very difficult to recreate fonts by hand, so we're not going to worry about that. Okay? And then I guess I should address one final thing. How to stem, and how to decide when to stem up or when to stem down. So we have a center line here, and the general rule is if the note head is above the middle line, then the stem will go down. Okay? And if the note head is below, then the stem will go up. Okay? And that's it. And then what happens if it's on the middle line? Well, it kind of depends on the context. But I'm going to make a note right here on the middle line. And I have another note that's nearby where the stem is going down. And so in this case, I'm going to make the stem go down because it's just easier to read when it's near these other notes. And sometimes it's just a call that you have to make, and most of the time it's fine. But you don't. If I put a note here in between that's still on the line here, you don't want something that kind of looks like this. This is kind of a mess. Okay, so we would just keep notes nearby, sort of as close or as similar as we can. Okay, I think that's it for this video. You should be, with that information, be able to fill out most of the assignment along with the reading. Let me know if you have any questions.